Hey, Miss Erin, how are ya?
Hi, Josie. Good. I'm happy to
Good.
see you. I can see you. It makes me happy.
I know, I wish I had the lighting you do.
Oh, well, it's just a big ring light.
It's beautiful on you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sylvia from Lakewood, Ohio, which is not far from where I grew up.
I was
She
gonna
wants to
say,
know
how close is that to where you grew up?
Lakewood is like 2 hours north and like
Okay.
way cooler than where I grew up. And to put it in like Lakewood, like you're pretty close to the bit Cedar Point,
I don't know where that is. But great.
the best amusement park in the world, Erin.
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to have you stop there on your way to Michigan sometime because it's right on your
Okay.
way. Okay,
Okay.
anyway,
Thumbs up.
Sylvia from Lakewood, Ohio wants to know what's the best way to apply foundation. She says, I've always just used my fingers and don't use powder, just the foundation, and it doesn't always stay well. Can you help Sylvia out?
Yes, Sylvia. What do you think I'm gonna say?
Get the amazing life changing foundation brush.
Yeah. A, you want to use a brush, and I'll tell you why in a second. And B, powder is key. I'll tell you a story. Sit back, with your tea and coffee. So I was doing green beauty workshops in California, and we used to have this I used to bring my brushes with me, and I always would do my makeup in the car going to wherever we were going because it was inevitably like an hour drive and I wasn't driving. So I would just like put my makeup on while we were going just to save time. And this one particular trip in California, I left my personal brushes, like my foundation brush. I had all my other brushes, but my foundation brush got left at home. And so I was like, so I used my fingers. You have to have really clean hands. So I would literally wash my hands before we got in the car because I'm crazy about breaking out and I know myself. And then I also, I think, had like hand sanitizer in the car. Um, so my hands were very clean, not oily. That's my point. And I used my fingers to put my foundation on and it was fine, fine. Um, and I've done a lot of makeup. So like if I have to, I can do my best to like make it look nice with fingers and you can do just fine with fingers. But I will tell you a few, every time we would get in the car, I was like, my makeup is like breaking down faster. You know what I mean? Like it's like separating faster. And the first night I was like, oh, maybe I was just kind of nervous because the first one we've done in a minute. So I was warm. Maybe, maybe something like that. Maybe it was hot in there. So I just broke it down faster and I was oily. And then it happened, pardon me, it happened again the next night and the next night. And I was like, okay, it was freezing tonight, so that's not the issue. So what else? And I was like, oh, I'm using my fingers to put it on. So for me, your foundation is going to stay on longer if you're not using your hands because your hands, whether you wash them, hand sanitize them, all the things, still have oils in them, which is good. We want our hands to have oils in them so we don't get cracky and dry, right? But those oils also transfer to your face, and then any complexion product you're using is going to break down more quickly. So that's my point A. Do you have any opinions about that?
No, I find that to absolutely also be true.
Yeah.
That yeah, it's not optimal at all. I and then you get streaks too. Like I get it, you're in a rush, but like ugh,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And I will say, I think people think brushes are like fancy and gonna take longer, and I have to learn how. I'm not a makeup artist. I want it to be easy. I'll tell you, it goes faster for me with a brush because it's literally its whole purpose in life is to blend your product out. Your hands have a lot of other purposes. And I'm not saying that you can't use your hands. You can. But if you want, in my opinion, the best application, a brush is for me going to do it for you because it just distributes that pigment where you want it, how you want it, quickly. It's faster and it gives the product longevity because you're not touching it.
Also,
So
remember
that's
when
A.
you were like a teenager and all your clothes then had like the foundation fingerprints on it? because you do that and then you put your shirt
I
on. You're
didn't
like,
wear foundation as a teenager, but yes, they absolutely would have.
yeah, you're saving yourself in the long run. Get the
Yeah,
miracle life-changing brush. It's what it is.
thank you. It's really good. And we revamped it in November, and they're even better than they were. I love it. The other thing, I have two thoughts. One, a primer underneath. We don't sell a primer, but a lot of people do. A foundation primer, a makeup primer really makes a big difference in the longevity of your foundation wearing through the day. And then topping it with a powder. And for us, the aloe setting powder is what I use all the time. I love it because a lot of people hear the word powder and they're like, it's going to make me look old and dry and cracky. And I don't want that. And I understand that. I don't want that either. And so ours has two ingredients. It has pulverized aloe vera powder. And you think about aloe vera, if you have a burn on your skin, it's the opposite of drying, right? It's nourishing, hydrating, yummy. And then we have mica. So sorry, I'm like, well, it's just two ingredients. And so it's not going to give you any additional coverage. If you want a coverage powder, this is not the powder for you. But if you just want something that's going to basically set everything and make it stay longer, the aloe setting powder is so good, and it works on all skin tones. It's really, really good. Yes.
I love to use the powder without well, these days, I mean, I put on foundation for you and that's about it. So I just use the powder by itself to get rid of some shine. Done.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. So yeah, does that answer the question?
I think it absolutely does. Sylvia, good luck on your foundation journey. Get yourself a life-changing miracle brush.
And go on the roller coasters when you can.
That's exactly,
because they're near you.
She has. She's got.
Yeah, I'm sure she has too. Okay.
Thank you, Miss Erin, as always.
Thank you. Bye, Sylvia.
Bye, everybody.
You're not Sylvia, but you know what I mean. Okay.
I think she knows.
I think
Bye, everybody.